It's fun to click out of this window, and sometimes it's like a sprinkler system going off. It's... Right, so anyway, go to the basement. This is the only game of this Jean Defoe Trilby quadrilogy, the Chizo Mythos games, which is not bound by days, all taking place in the same day. All the same day. Well, that's not true. Our prologue, the beginning, took place before this day, July 28th. Patterns. Patterns upon patterns, the repetition of names, constantly reappearing at events surrounding this place. The Prince. The Bridgekeeper. Man, not man. It hurts Father Why. The Beatles are gone. The grimy cellar had been abandoned for some time. A large section of floor was worn away. Someone had dug a hole in the foundations, large enough to admit a man. And like the dumb idiot we are, we're going to climb into this hole and get smothered by beetles and destroyed. Don't you sass-mouth me, Yahtzee. Go through hole. I was in some kind of cavern, dug out of the rock beneath the hotel. It seemed to be in a constant state of flux, flitting back and forth between the real world and its dark twin. I was certain that the gigantic stump in the middle of the floor had something to do with this. It's the reality, constantly shifting. This was it, I was certain. The remains of the tree that Boyle and his father cut down, its wood being later used to construct an inn, a harpsichord, a shipping crate, and an idol. I could feel that same scrabbling in my mind that I'd felt just before all of my visions. This time, it was the stump itself that seemed to be beckoning me closer. Alright. Bronwyn Peninsula, July 28th, 55 BC. Cabadath, a Celtic druid, awaits the return of his friend and colleague, Galden, who brings news of the invasion of Anglesey by the Roman Supal, the Roman Supal. Having fallen out of favor with his fellows for certain radical beliefs and activities, Cabadath lives in solitude in this remote forest clearing and prefers not to travel himself. We know all too well the story of the person ostracized for a radical nature and left to their own devices. Cabadath, Galden, you bring news? The foreigners have landed. They could not be deterred by our sorcery. All is lost. Oh? Certain, are you? They are making their way across the land, eliminating resistance. Even you out here will be brought down within days. I'm sorry, Cabadath, and the great druids bow so easily to this brash foreign power. Do not hang your head yet, my friend. Perhaps the activities for which I was ostracized could yet spell an answer. What are you talking about? You know of my dealings with the ethereal realm? I know what you claim. That there exists some otherworldly territory populated by demons and creatures of magic. And that you can somehow commune with these creatures. Come inside, and I shall explain. Cabadath, what is this madness? In my dealings with the ethereal realm, I have learned of many powerful demons and elementals. But there is one spoken of only reluctantly, a beast possessing of awesome power. You plan to summon a demon? The most terrible of them all, who strikes fear into even the most unflappable creatures I have spoken with. A pain elemental, indeed the only pain elemental, ruler of a desolate wasteland full of lost souls. An invulnerable, hugely potent beast that feeds on the agony of others. And today is his day, where he makes you reload the super shotgun. The day where the boundaries between the realms weaken, and he glimpses our world. To bring him through at that point should be simple. Even if you could conjure such a thing, how would you have it defend our land? I have much knowledge in the ways of magic. With the correct bindings, any demon can be forced to my will. I completed the preparations while I waited for your return. All that remains is the summoning. Cabadath, it pains me to see you build your hopes on such nonsense. Be silent and watch. You shall see your nonsense soon enough. In this hall of death, and by the light of Belenus' gift, I summon you. I bring you gifts to mark your path. I feed you with pain. I call you with madness. I summon you with the greatest loss. And I bind you by your true name, Chizo. By the gods. I have reached out to you through the void, Chizo. I command you by your true name. Show yourself! Cabadath, please stop this! Show yourself! It's huge! It is larger than I anticipated, but Chizo must obey the rules of magic. It is bound. I can command it. No! It is far more powerful than I thought! Paladin, help me! Forgive me, Cabadath. No! Golden, I beg you! Don't let it take me alive!
Chizo, of course, has no use for meat. It feeds on pain. It does not kill its prisoners. Cabadath's agony was a particularly rare morsel, and Chizo ensured it would last. His soul was placed inside an oak sapling on the site of his old home to grant his body immortality. For 5 centuries, as the tree grew, he knew torment beyond even his most depraved imaginings. By then, his body was warped, and his mind long fallen into soulless dementia.
This is what happens when you solve the cube, everyone. Damn it, I'm on like fucking Hellraiser again. The puzzle box. Angels to some, demons to others. Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. He was Chizo's, utterly and completely his slave. Trilby, Siobhan, you were supposed to leave. I couldn't, The bed, the professor, he's dead. I know. He was killed by the shadows. Just like they will kill you if you don't get away from here. What is this place? This cave is the center of the reality shift. This stump is what's causing it all. How? It is the vessel for the soul of the tall man. The acolyte of Chizo, Linkman. Nice to see a friendly face. Amazing, isn't it? Of all the things Sir Roderick could have used to murder his son, he chose that idol. Placing the soul of John Defoe into the wood alongside Cabadath's. Infusing the poor boy with Chizo's magic, allowing him to come back infinitely more powerful than before. Certainly pretty lucky. Lucky. Chizo had to wait 2,000 years for that opportunity. The opportunity to blend magic and science in a single entity. The opportunity to create the bridge. What are you talking about? The bridge between the realms, over which Chizo will cross into our universe and purify mankind. Our order has waited 200 years for the prophecy to be fulfilled. You're not with the Ministry of Occultism. Who are you? 200 years ago, the prophet Jack Freehorn founded the Order of Blessed Agonies. Since then, we have grown and watched and waited. It was only in recent years that the events foretold in the Book of Jizou began to occur. It mentioned Jean Defoe, and it mentioned you. Me! You were the one prophesied to guide the Bridgekeeper to his destiny, but you didn't finish the job. All three aspects of John Defoe had to be destroyed to create the bridge: body, mind, and soul. You only destroyed his body. His soul and mind remained. Had I known about this, I wouldn't even have done that. That will truly disappoint my superiors. They were quite adamant that I should try to persuade you to join our cause and fulfill your foretold duty. Is that why you were helping me? They thought if I guided you through your visions and showed you the appropriate passages from our holy books, you'd understand that the prophecy is real. You honestly believed I joined some insane cult just because you handed me some leaflets? Personally, no. A knife in my gut brought an explosion of ice-cold agony. I heard the pitter-patter of my blood on the rocky floor. I was exhausted. I'd been through a lot today. Linkman had the upper hand, and I was a gentleman thief. Violence was my last resort. Obviously not for Linkman's student of the Blessed Agonies, who very casually grabbed my throat and stabbed me. The pain, the surprise, and my exhaustion went together to cause immediate unconsciousness. I awoke to find myself splayed upon the stump, blood still slowly leaking from my wound. In my injured state, I could barely move. My limbs refused to respond. I was as weak as a newborn. The second time that phrase has been used in this game. Link, Ben? Oh good, you're awake. I was afraid you'd miss this. What are you doing? After your staggering ineptitude in Defoe Manor, the Order need to nudge Link along. We need a connection to Jizou to help administrate his coming. And today might be the only opportunity we have all year to summon the Tall Man. Going to bring that thing into our world with a standard ritual of Blessed Agonies and an offering. After he takes your life, he will be grateful to us, and then he will guide us to our destiny. So why did you stab me? What if I'm already dead by the time he gets here? He won't be. Men like you, Trilby, die on their own terms. They don't weakly let their life slip away from one measly knife wound. Hush now. Cabadath is coming. I will not hush. This is my series on my channel, and I'll do what I want, Linkman. That's even your real name. Okay, everyone. Next time we have ourselves a pretty awesome and wonderful confrontation. Yeah, maybe. Damn you, Linkman.